Ah, that familiar feeling. You hit the snooze for the 5th time. You drag yourself out of bed and you wonder, why do I feel like a car running out of gas every day? Before you label yourself the L word, no, not lovable, I'm talking about lazy. Hold that thought. You might be experiencing something deeper, burnout. It's like the sneaky cousin of laziness. Masquerading is just a phase, but it's so much more. We often misconstrue our continuous exhaustion as a personal flaw, immediately branding ourselves as unambitious or lethargic. But what if we told you that it's not always about inherent laziness, but sometimes it's the silent repercussions of our ultra-busy lives? Burnout isn't just a buzzword. It's a state of being that requires acknowledgement and understanding. Defining burnout. Burnout, in simple terms, is the ultimate energy drainer. It's the result of emotional, physical, and mental exhaustion brought on by excessive and prolonged stress. It's not just a bad day or a rough week. It's a systematic breakdown that can blindside you, and it's way more common than you think. In a recent survey, an alarming percentage of respondents claim to have experienced burnout. Now, think of burnout like your phone battery. You know when you've used it too much, kept too many apps open, and pushed it to its limit. It drains faster. Your energy works similarly. When overburdened by persistent stressors, without ample time to recharge, your internal battery gets drained. It's not just a fleeting sensation, it's a comprehensive system shutdown. So if you're feeling it, you're not alone in this. Signs and differentiation. Feeling disconnected. Ever felt like you're just going through the motions? Like you're an actor in the movie of your life? This isn't some cool detached Hollywood swagger. This is depersonalization, my friend. It's like watching life through a foggy window, a sense of detachment from yourself and your surroundings. Instead of feeling connected and engaged, there's this overwhelming sense of helplessness. On top of the foggy feeling, there's a growing void, a source of emotional and mental chasm. Activities that once resonated deeply now seem distant. Conversations might feel superficial. And it's not because you're turning into an emotional robot. It's because burnout is sapping away your connection to the world. Lost motivation. Remember that fiery spirit that used to drive you? The enthusiasm that made you leap out of bed every morning. If you find it replaced by a profound sense of exhaustion and a lack of drive, it's not just a lazy day. It's a clear indication that the fire is dwindling, and burnout might be your uninvited guest. Moreover, this isn't just about lacking motivation for work or chores. It's about the zest for life. It's like every day is an overcast sky, devoid of the sun of enthusiasm. When the very thought of starting a task feels like a Herculean challenge, it's time to consider that it might be burnout casting its shadow. Lost passion. Your favorite hobbies and activities suddenly seem mundane. That guitar collecting dust. The art supplies are untouched. These are signs that burnout has stolen your mojo. It's not about being lazy. It's about losing the passion for things that once ignited your spirit. Imagine losing your appetite for your favorite dish. That's what burnout does to your passions. The zest and zeal you felt for activities that once brought joy now seem like distant memories. It's as if the colors have dulled, and all that remains is a monochrome palette. Moodiness and irritability. Feeling snappy lately? If your mood swings more than a playground swing set, burnout might be lurking. It's not the relaxed, laid-back demeanor of someone who's just lazy. It's the unpredictability of someone on the brink, teetering between exhaustion and a meltdown. Also, it's more than just snapping at minor inconveniences. It's the constant simmering agitation, the kind where even your favorite song can irk you. The feeling isn't just being grumpy, it's being at a point where emotional volatility becomes the norm. Neglected self-care, ignoring the mirror because you haven't groomed in days, skipping meals or sleeping, withdrawing from friends and family. Burnout often manifests in the form of neglected self-care, pushing you into a spiral where you're too tired to care about the very things that can rejuvenate you. Aside from the visible signs, there's a deeper neglect that sets in, a disregard for one's emotional well-being, avoiding calls, canceling plans, or simply desiring isolation, all signs of an individual trying to cope and yet unknowingly pushing away potential relief. Gradual changes. Unlike laziness, which is more of a constant trait, burnout sneaks up on you. It's a series of small changes. A bit more tired today, a little less motivated tomorrow, increasingly detached, and before you know it, you're deep in the burnout zone. The cunning thing about burnout is its subtlety. It doesn't announce its arrival. It's the creeping shadow, the slow setting sun. It's the unnoticed fading of enthusiasm, like the unnoticed graying of vibrant fabric left too long in the sun. Now that you've made up your mind to practically upgrade your life, here are 10 morning habits you need to avoid to help get out of the burnout. Watch the video to know exactly what things you need to avoid to gear up your motivated self. Stages of burnout. Understanding burnout is like watching a drama series. It unfolds in stages. The honeymoon phase. This is where you're all optimistic and high energy. Everything seems rosy, and you're brimming with ideas and aspirations. Onset of stress. This is the tricky part. Motivation decreases, and the stress starts piling up. During the onset of stress, a nagging feeling emerges. Tasks seem daunting, and you frequently feel off. Chronic stress. Here, emotional and physical strain becomes the norm. It's like running a marathon with no finish line. In the chronic stress stage, it's not just about feeling overwhelmed, it's about feeling perpetually under the weather, both mentally and physically. Burnout, the stage where exhaustion is your constant companion, and you're persistently fatigued. When you hit burnout, it's a continuous loop of exhaustion, making every task feel Sisyphean. Lastly, habitual burnout. This is the danger zone. Here, one becomes increasingly vulnerable to conditions like depression and anxiety. It's habitual burnout. Exhaustion becomes your new normal, making every day seem like a daunting mountain to climb. Importance of early recognition. Acknowledging burnout early is like catching a leak before the whole dam bursts. It's crucial. By recognizing the signs, you can seek help. And believe it or not, effective treatments exist. Ignoring burnout can lead to severe mental and physical health issues, including depression and anxiety. Reiterating its importance, detecting burnout is akin to understanding your body's need for a break before it forcibly takes one. And early recognition can be the turning point, the juncture where you pivot from a path of continuous decline to one of recovery and rejuvenation. So here's the deal. Don't romanticize overwork and perpetual fatigue. In today's hyper-connected world, disconnecting might seem like a luxury, but sometimes it's a necessity. Listen to the subtle cues your body and mind offer. Remember, you're not just a machine on autopilot. You're a person who deserves to experience life in its fullest hue. Don't just power through. Sometimes power down, recharge, and come back stronger.